Pay the whole package or bust, Bayern Munich tells Manchester United as we get advanced in the talks to sign two important defenders for Manchester United. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Here is the latest that is coming from the transfer or impending transfer of Nusel Mazraoui and Mathis de Ligt from Bayern Munich to Manchester United. My name is Webb. Thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, and thank you for being a part of the United Hotspot. Now, there is new stuff happening, and it is quite strange, or rather interesting, because according to the latest reports coming in, Bayern Munich have made it clear that Manchester United should either pay the entire 70 million euros package for both Nusayr Mazraoui and Mathis de Ligt. That is what Bayern Munich are still stuck on. If not, they can only sign one of them, and most likely that will be Nusayr Mazraoui. In fact, there are reports that claim that the medical for Nusayr Mazraoui has been booked for Tuesday, assuming that Aaron Wan-Bissaka's move to West Ham is going to be happening before then or by then. And remember, United are only willing to sanction a move away by Aaron Wan-Bissaka to West Ham at about 18 million pounds. That's the fee that is believed to be expected by Manchester United, around there. But when it comes to both players, the double bid that Man United placed in, according to, of course, we do know that the initial bid was rejected by Bayern Munich, and the clubs continued into talks. Now, what we are getting now, according to closest source to the deal, it's clear that Bayern Munich are not willing to go down. So they are saying that if you really think you need these two players, you need to pay the entire 70 million euros package. So that would probably mean uh, 20 million euros for Nazraoui and 50 million euros for Mathis de Ligt. So they don't seem to be interested in listening, in reducing on their valuation. And there are people who are saying, really, if Man United think these two players are good players, that shouldn't be so much money after all. That's the feeling. But and you can try to understand where they come from, because now, whereas we all know Man United needed to sign Lenny Yoro, not so many clubs were not shocked. I think many clubs were surprised by Man United's willingness to pay the amount they paid for Lenny Yoro in such a quick time. Yet he had a year left on his contract. He's only 18 now. Certainly, if clubs saw Man United pay that amount, that huge amount, uh, about a total of about 60 million euros for Lenny Yoro, they will be feeling you should be paying us serious money for players who are more proven at this level, at the biggest level, for more senior players who you clearly need. And that's the same problem that Man United is facing with Emmanuel Ugarte and PSG. PSG are still holding out for much. The same problem Man United is facing with Jared Braithwaite. It is now the problem that we are facing with Mathis de Ligt, that now the double bid might fail, and we might be forced to first sign Nusayr Mazraoui alone, and then maybe start the season with Harry Maguire playing with Lisandro Martinez. And as we wait for the return of Lenny Yoro, it's becoming quite complicated. Never mind United agreeing personal terms with the two players. Now, is it understandable? I mean, the reality is 70 million euros for players you rate is not that much if you think about it critically. In this day and age, in these markets, if you're Man United, for two players you think are important players, 70 million is not too much after all. But probably United doesn't even have the money, or they don't even really, and they are not really sure of both of them, especially Mathis de Ligt, because de Ligt, first of all, is not even part of the tour of the Bayern Munich team that traveled with Vincent Company. He's not really a rated player at Bayern Munich. He has not played a lot of football there. So the way Man United views him is, we are hoping that you still have, being 24, your best time is still ahead of you, and the best manager to bring that out of you is Eric Ten Hag, considering that you worked with him before. So that is the only confidence that United has going in for the lead, but they are probably also not so sure about him, and that's why they don't want to spend so much on him. So what does that then mean? For me, then that shows me that we are trying to spend on a player we're not sure about, either about his fitness, because he has been getting injuries lately, but also about his game. His levels we're not sure they can go up again. So it's quite a strange situation with Mathis Delete, and that's why you do recall he was never really the first priority of a centre back for Ineos. The first priority back then was Jean-Claire Todibo, who is bound to join Juventus. Now we have been forced to go for our probably second or third option of a centre back, and they're trying to overprice him. It wasn't the plan. We've spent so much money on, I think, in fact, it should be the fourth choice, Delete, because again, from my expectation, probably Jared Branthwaite was rated more highly than Delete, according to Ineos, as they were coming into this summer. They were planning for this summer. So United are saying we're not willing to pay so much. They were hoping they would get Delete easily and cheaply and settle for him, perhaps chill out on Jared Branthwaite, but it's all becoming the same situation. So it's a funny state that Man United is in. And the worst, I think the worst case scenario could be Manchester United not signing Mathis Delete, sign Nusal Mazraoui, and perhaps start the season with the centre backs we have. So, what then would that mean? I think that would be a recipe for disaster in a way, because if you are going to start the season with Maguire and Lisandro Martinez, it won't be as exciting as everyone felt it would. This season would be. This coming season would be, considering how we started how we started the transfers. So it's a tricky situation, but that's what's just happening. So there is no significant progress. They are still they have hit sort of a deadlock when it comes to these two players. Now, signing Nusa Mazraoui, which Eric Ten Hag seems to be demanding for, because he wants him in at least before the Community Shield against Man City, so that he has a proper plan for the game. It doesn't look good at all. So what then is going to happen? The only hope that Man United has is in the fact that Bayern Munich are also desperate for cash because they need to sign Jonathan Tah and they don't seem to have the money. In fact, players like Kimmich are still staying. No one is taking them. Kimmich confirmed he's now ready to, I think, put pen to paper on a contract extension to stay at Bayern. So they don't have so many players to sell, yet they actually need money because of financial fair play rules. So it's maybe the only advantage that Bayern are only trying to play the delaying game, which is a good strategy for negotiation. If a negotiation is going to bend your way, you delay a bit to show that you're not as desperate, so that the other party then is forced into panic, and when they panic, they will open up and spend to your gain. But United are also proving stoic, and the reality is, again, like I've said, the worst scenario is not really uh, so bad. If Leniero is there and we know he will be back and fit again, it isn't the worst idea for Man United to start the season without a new centre back. In any case, if you ask me, for me right now, it's more important for Man United to sign a number six than it is to sign Mathis Delite if the money is not there. And there are people who will say the issue are the centre backs. For me, the biggest issue with Man United, the bigger issue is the number six and how Eric Ten Hag shapes the midfield. So if we get Manuel Ugarte in, my feeling is we can be okay playing with Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez for a couple of games, hoping that Lenioro will return in 3 months, as they say. And when he returns, he takes up the place of Harry Maguire with Lisandro Martinez. Maguire plays backup with maybe with Lindelof. So it wouldn't be the worst after all as we go continue into negotiations, or perhaps trying to find we'll try to find another solution on loan. So that's my honest take. So it's an interesting situation we are in, but you can only feel for Mathis Delete, considering that he had agreed long time. It's not a good place for you to be at, where if you agree terms with the team, you want to join the team, but then you see all other players joining and you're still there, and then somehow the deal eventually doesn't happen. It is not an easy thing to deal with. So the only hope that the elite will have probably is if Man United makes another sale for a reasonable fee, which is also a problem. People are saying, why is it Man United selling players? Because players don't want to leave. They have long contracts, earning so much money. No one is interested in them. Would you blame them? If it were you, would you just want to leave if you're Casemiro? No club is interested in you. You have 2 years left on your contract. You're earning £340,000 per week at Man United. Would you want to leave? No, you need to earn your money. So it's a strange scenario that we are in, but that's what's going on. Give me your opinion whether you think these two players are worth 70 million euros, or should we find ways of getting the money, which seems not to be there, or should we change strategy and spend decent on Ugarte, bring this Mazraoui kid, and forget about the Ligt, start the season? Give me your 2 cents. My name is Webb. This is the National Sport. I will be back later.